What's up, everyone? This is Betamax. My name is Fidel. Joining me, as always, is Eddie and Birdie. What's up, guys?
What's up, Fidel?
What's up?
What's up, Birdie?
What's up?
What's up?
Why?
How have you guys been? How are you? Tight.
Let's get to the point, baby.
Yeah? What are we talking about today, Birdie?
Anime.
Sick.
Everyone just logged off now.
Logged off? You mean push to stop?
You mean paused?
There's no stop button in life, dude.
What? All right, on this episode, we're going to be talking about if the original idea is a dying concept in films. And we're also going to be talking about, I guess, certain directors that I guess you could say started off like big, started off hot, and kind of diminished as their careers went on. Right, Birdie?
Yes,
Like
sir.
quality-wise, right?
Yeah, as far as like quality of their movies.
Okay.
So, how do you guys want to start it off? With which topic first?
Oh, let's talk about these directors first, since I feel like it's a better segue into
Yeah.
the idea of originality kind of just dying.
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yeah. Just get a little closer to the mic. All right. So, I want to talk about Rob Zombie first. So, his first film, it was House of a Thousand Corpses, right?
Yes.
What did you guys think of that movie?
That was one of the first like weird movies I saw growing up.
Mm-hmm.
I remember I saw it in a ghetto-ass theater in San Bernardino. And
Hell
like
yeah.
everyone was wilding for that movie, dude.
Yeah.
It was crazy, but I liked it a lot. And it's very amateurish,
Mm-hmm.
and it's very unpolished.
Yeah.
It's kind of all over the place, but it's great, I think.
Thing is like a strong start for like a directorial debut.
Yeah, it's just like I don't know. To me, it felt like a long music video almost. Just 'cause
Yeah, I
there's
can see that.
there's just a bunch of wild images, I guess, scenes and characters, and it's just it was kind of refreshing at that point because there wasn't anything like that around that time.
Yeah.
It's definitely like a throwback, and it reminded me a lot of like the Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2 and just all these like weird characters where it's like a horror movie but it doesn't take itself like too serious.
It's like
Where
a
they
bit
have-
over the top.
Yeah, it's very over the top, and more so like in this movie, whereas it's not your traditional horror movie, but it's a fun and it has a lot of like original characters and memorable lines and memorable characters, memorable scenes, and the music's really good too.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think it was a good starting off point for him.
What about you, Birdie? What'd you think of House of a Thousand Corpses?
I liked it. I remember there was like big hype around that movie. Like
Yeah.
like people were making a big deal, like, oh, Rob Zombie made a movie, blah blah blah. I don't know of any other like musical artists that kind of ventured into directing,
Yeah.
because I know there's a lot of like artists that went into acting.
And then Biscuit.
Fred Durst.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that guy's been bad since the start. But Danzig too, I suppose.
And Danzig is good at everything but films, apparently.
I guess
Sure.
His music's amazing, dude.
it's
Okay.
alright.
No.
Yeah, but there was a lot of hype behind that. Like I remember hearing about it. Like I think came out in 2003, so I was like in middle school, maybe. Yeah, I was in middle school.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, I just remember like having classmates, and then like I don't know, you always have those classmates that are like super horror junkies, and like they're always wearing like black and like
Yeah.
I hate my parents, and like because I remember they would hype it up, and I would hang out with them, and then like it was like kind of hard for me to access movies like that, but not really. But I remember watching it like with my big brother, and like we watched it we got a bootleg. We didn't get to see any theaters, but I thought it was good. I liked
Yeah,
it.
I remember being hyped on it just because it was a Rob Zombie movie, and like I was a fan of his music at that time. I mean, I still kind of am.
I would say Rob Zombie was like one of the artists that really got me into like music, like how fun music videos can be
Yeah,
with Dragula.
yeah,
Because I remember I used to always like tell my mom to put that shit on like before I went to school. Like it'd always be like on the cable like music video channels, you know,
Mhm.
and it'd always just be on, and she would just like leave it on for me just because like she thought it was goofy, you know, and I thought it was tight.
He also he did direct that hallucination sequence in Beavis and Butthead Do America.
I don't remember it.
No, when they're in the desert, like running out of water, and they start.
I know what you're talking about. I just don't remember like.
Oh yeah, like he directed
actual
that whole
scene.
sequence. It's like because from what I read, like MTV wanted.
It was
like,
all animated though, wasn't it?
yeah, but like he's the one that put all that together.
Oh, that did look pretty gnarly though. I remember that scene. It was pretty gnarly.
Yeah, because MTV wanted a music video in the movie, like the show, but that was like the compromise. But yeah, like I was hyped on House of a Thousand Corpses just because it was a Rob Zombie movie, and I was like a big horror film fan, and I loved it. Like you say, it reminded you of Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2, like same thing, like just the absurdity of it, and like I just love the whole bad guy wins aspect of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it glorifies the bad guys,
Yeah.
which is like something amazing that most movies don't do.
Yeah,
Where it's just, like you kind of root for the bad guy to win.
yeah,
And it's funny because like nowadays it's like that's kind of become like the main thing to do.
To
So
the
now
bad
it's
guy
just
win.
corny.
yeah.
Like back then it
Yeah.
was tight, but nowadays it's like, have you seen Black Panther? The bad guy was right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I was after watching that, I was like, oh man, like I gotta see what he does next, which happened to be Devil's Rejects. What'd you guys think of that movie?
I love that film. I still do, and I think that is his, his
His peak.
yeah, not his peak, but
His magnum opus.
yeah, you can say that. That I don't think he ever did anything that got as popular, as big, and I don't think he's done anything that could reach like in the mainstream as much as that film did. Because I remember when that film came out, everyone was talking about it, and like more so than House of a Thousand Corpses because it was a lot more accessible.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it wasn't as over the top. Everything, the characters were a lot more grounded. Everything was real and gritty, and
That one had more like of an action feel to it.
yeah,
than a horror movie.
yeah, because it involved like bounty hunters and
Yeah.
things like that. But I remember the thing that stood out to me from that movie was like that intro where it has the Midnight Rider song playing and it's them escaping.
Yeah.
And to me, like, I don't know, that's something that Rob Zombie kind of, he didn't invent, but he kind of like popularized it, where you take horrible images and like put like this kind of like happy song behind it. And like I said, it's been done before, but I think he like put it on the map. Like he's like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, like he, he's choosing country songs to put like behind horror, which is something that doesn't happen often. And like I really gotta thank him for that because like it worked out perfect. It's a perfect mixture.
The only other movie I could think of, like off the top of my head, that did something similar to that, is Clockwork Orange. I think it's the rape scene. Well, not the. Is it the rape scene when he's singing in the rain?
Singing in the rain, yeah. He was also singing that when he's beating the crap out of that bum.
Yeah.
Where they're all jumping him.
Yeah.
But yeah, but man, that movie, everyone that I've seen has enjoyed it. I haven't heard anything bad about that movie. Like, I'm sure there's a lot of people that just don't like it just because they're not fans. But like from the ones that did watch it, like they've enjoyed it.
Yeah.
And even if they didn't, I think it's a good, like one of those good topic movies that you can just have a good conversation with.
Yeah.
And like talk about. But yeah, man, that movie, just the dialogue, so many quotes like in that film that like I could think off the top of my head, and like I could quote that movie all day. Like it's fucking, the script for that is amazing.
Yeah.
It's like an A+. I'd give it that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you feel the same way, Birdie?
Yeah, I agree. I think that movie it's definitely my favorite Rob Zombie movie. So
And then after that, that's when he went into Halloween, right?
Halloween movies.
Okay, I actually enjoyed the first one. I don't think it's like a great movie at all, but I did enjoy it. How did you guys feel about that one?
I don't remember much from it.
The first one.
Yeah, the first one. I don't remember much from it. I saw it in theaters, but I don't know. I just remember that he was like this big old brute who was like evil and this and that, and like they kind of gave him a backstory, and that's what I didn't like. That
Yeah,
they
that
gave
was
him
like
a backstory.
That was like a big complaint I read about.
Yeah,
it.
it's like I just want to see this guy like cause evil for no reason, and they don't know why. He's just hardwired that way, you know.
Yeah.
It's like I don't want to give him a reason to be like that.
Like, oh, he was bullied.
Yeah, and it was like out of all things, it was that. But I honestly don't remember. I just remember not liking it, and I didn't watch the second one after that.
It's terrible.
So, nah,
it's terrible. But Birdie, you liked him, right, Birdie?
Fuck no. No, I vaguely remember the first one, and I never saw the second one. But yeah, the first one, I felt like I was just watching like a monster movie, kind of.
Yeah.
Or even like I felt like a Jason movie.
Yeah.
because he's like the giant brute, right?
Yeah,
and
because
he's
he was
just
like a
fucking
big
everything
dude
up.
and like faceless and like every corner you turn he's there and like.
Would you say that was like the beginning signs of his like I guess downfall, or like the decline of quality of his films?
I guess so. You could say that, but what I want to explore with this dialogue that we're having is why these directors make these choices too.
Yeah.
Because Halloween and Michael Myers, they're like.
It's not his property.
It's not, you know, like that's a universal thing, right?
Yeah. I think so.
Yeah. So it's like, I'm pretty sure Universal saw what he did before, and they were like, "Hey, we feel like this guy needs a revival, and do you want to make a lot of money?"
Yeah.
So I don't know if Rob Zombie was like, "Yeah, I mean, I could use the money to make what I really, really want to make. You know, I'll do my generic thing with this franchise. You know,
Yeah.
which is I think that's what he did. You know."
Because he also tried to put his own little like fingerprint on it as well.
Yeah.
Especially with the second one.
So I like asking those type of questions because there's always so much that goes on behind the camera.
Yeah.
You know, and I like exploring that because I think it's very important when it comes to shitting on directors. You know, because there's always there's always has to be a reason.
Yeah.
You know, and like because I remember I used to be like that asshole that just shitted on like everything that just like I don't know that didn't deserve to be shitted on, I guess, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And then that's when I started just exploring what's really going on, you know, like looking into like how much the studio was involved on the set, you know, because there's always an exec hanging around the set being like, you can't do that, bro.
Yeah.
You know, you can't. Michael Myers can't do that. You know, it's like so the director is like they have to give in or else they're not gonna get paid, you know. They have to make the movie that the studio wants, which is what I think. I'm assuming. I don't know what happened with these two Halloween movies.
Yeah.
You know? He just kind of was trying to make some money because the following film that he did after that was, I feel like that was what he was trying to do.
Which one was it? Was that Lords of Salem? That movie's a trip, dude.
So, I mean, that's how I feel about those two Halloween movies. But yeah, those movies suck. I would say if you haven't seen them, don't watch them.
Yeah.
You know, don't waste your time. I mean, the newest Halloween was good. Did you like the newest Halloween, Eddie?
David S. Goyer. It was David S. Goyer, right?
Danny McBride.
Oh no,
It's Danny McBride.
Yeah, he wrote it, but the director, something Green.
I don't know. But did you like it?
I liked aspects of it. For the most part, I liked it. I didn't like the ending where he escapes. I'm just like, oh, dude, this is old.
Do you think that that director and those writers they did justice to that franchise?
Yes, because they understood what the fuck made Michael so menacing, which is he's just this killer who has no motives. He doesn't have. There's like a big misconception with these Halloween movies where they what's the main lady's name?
The character or the actress?
The character.
Laurie.
I think that he's like after her, and it's like no, he's not. Like he literally, like, they're not related. He has nothing to do with her. Even in this movie, once he got out of, like, he escaped prison and all that, or the asylum that he's in, he wasn't going to go after her.
Yeah.
The only reason he's going to kill her was because that doctor bought him to her.
Yeah.
You know, he delivered him to that mansion that she's in.
Yeah.
But he's like just this killing machine. Even in the beginning of the movie where he's just wandering around the streets, he's just killing for no reason, random people. And that's what he is. And I fucking love that. Like, he's just this thing that just kills. Like, he doesn't have like direction, which I think that's what like made the first one so great. Like, he didn't have a purpose to haunt someone. He just did it. And yeah, like I said, in this one, he wasn't going to go after her, but they needed a reason to put him there. So that's why they had the doctor deliver him to that house where she's at. And I think that was like the greatest thing they did.
Yeah, it's funny because I didn't think about that until you told me that. Yeah. Even like during the movie, like I thought it was like, oh, he's after her.
Yeah.
But then when you pointed that out, I was like, oh fuck, you're fucking right, dude.
Yeah, no.
Like he's just like a machine, and she ain't shit. Like she's just.
Yeah, she just wanted to stop him from killing other people.
Yeah.
So if anything, she was the one after him.
Yeah.
And he just didn't give a fuck. He's like, I'm gonna just kill like whoever I see.
Yeah.
But anyways, yeah, back to like Lords of Salem, like not Lords, what's them? Halloween 2. I didn't watch it only because I've heard so much bad shit about it.
It's terrible.
And I wasn't a fan of the first one, and like till this day I haven't. But I've looked into spoilers, and it's fucking bad what they do.
Yeah.
Is that the one with Busta Rhymes in it?
Hey, that movie's tight, dude.
To be fair, though, I would say like 90% of the Halloween movies fucking suck.
Yeah, probably.
I think the first one is good, and the remake.
Yeah.
Oh, not the remake, the
sequel.
Sequel, yeah.
Yeah.
What was it, 2018 sequel?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck, it's already been that long.
Yeah.
Shit.
But do you think with Lords of Salem, like, that's the movie Rob Zombie, like, he was wanting to make, and that kind of gave you a glimmer of hope into like his future stuff?
The thing is, I think most directors, when they find like something that gets really popular and they find out like, oh, I'm really good at this, they try to stick with that.
Mm-hmm.
And I think like a lot of directors fall into that category. And it's like, oh, I'm really good at this, you know, like I'm just gonna focus on that, and like they just think of those ideas more than the actual storyline or the film. So, you know, you get like directors like M. Night Shyamalan who are like, oh, I had to have a twist in the end, like that's what I'm known for, so that's what I'm gonna focus on, instead of focusing on like on the entire film and trying to make a good movie.
Yeah.
And I think he did that with you know, Rob Zombie did that with like the whole redneck killer, like hot blondes, like shit like that, with you know, House of a Thousand Corpses and Devil's Rejects. And for whatever reason, he toned back on Lords of Salem, and he didn't have any of that in there. And instead of like using his usual shaky cam, it was all like this smooth, buttery, like still cam, you know.
Yeah.
And the movement was slow. That whole movie is super slow, which is not his, you know, cup of tea for his films. And the whole movie is beautiful. And one thing that Rob Zombie always does good at is music, and the music in it is amazing.
Yeah.
Especially the scene where she goes to like hell, which is like this giant mansion.
Yeah.
And you see like that little creature at the very top of the stairs, which I think is a devil. But and it has that Mozart song, Lagrimosa. And I don't know, to me like that's just one of the most beautiful scenes I've seen in cinema ever. Like I fucking love that scene. But that whole movie is gorgeous, and it's shot so different from everything else he's done, and like I wish he would have made more films like that. And after this film, he went back to doing his usual shaky cam with like all these characters who say the darndest things, you know. And it's like, man,
well, because the next film he directed after this was 3 from Hell.
It was 3 from Hell, but originally he was.
It wasn't 3 from Hell.
It wasn't.
No.
That was the next film he directed. He did
31.
he direct 31?
31. Yeah.
Did he
Oh, that's right.
direct
Yeah.
it? He directed
31.
Yeah.
That's what I thought
Okay.
you said.
Yeah.
But
31 was next.
so yeah, that's what I mean. Like he went back to that.
That one
whole-
I haven't seen.
So
Me and Eddie saw that one in theaters.
before he was supposed to do that movie though, he was gonna make a hockey movie.
Yeah.
He was gonna do a hockey movie, and I don't remember what it was called, but it was like a straight sports movie, which I was like excited for. I'm like, hell yeah, that's cool. Like he's gonna do something different again.
Yeah.
And I thought like we're past the whole Devil's Rejects thing, you know. But he tried and tried to get his script off the ground, and nobody wanted to budget it. So I remember when me and Birdie we went to go see 31 in theaters, and we were both excited. I was excited, but right beforehand, like because it was like a 1 day only thing, they had like a little interview with Rob Zombie in the beginning of the film, and he was talking about that hockey movie he wanted to make and how nobody wanted to do it, and how he was telling his what do you call it, the guy who's like always gonna like
Producer?
not producer,
His writer?
His agent.
yeah, let's just say agent. He was talking to his agent. He was saying like, oh man, I'm never gonna do this hockey movie. He's like, I could literally like make a stupid movie about people on Halloween killing each other for 31 days and it'll take off. And his agent was like, well, and sure enough, he got it off the idea. But I remember like after he said that, Birdie looked at me and he's like, yeah, he's calling us stupid, dude. I remember Birdie said that, and I was like, yeah, dude. And like I set the tone for the whole movie. I'm like, man.
Did it kind of put like a damper on it for you?
Yeah, because I'm like you didn't have a heart for this movie.
Yeah.
And it showed like there was a lot of stuff in the film that I enjoyed, but like mostly like just the gory and practical effects. But that movie wasn't anything great though. Nothing great at all. Once again, the music was amazing, and the main actor, he was really good in that movie. I can't remember his name.
The villain, right?
Yeah, the main clown. Man.
He's always like a really good menacing guy.
Yeah.
I forget his name, but he played the meth lord or the like the drug lord in Mandy.
Oh yeah.
The guy who makes all the tiger guy.
Yeah, that guy was fucking great. He was the best part of the whole fucking movie.
Yeah.
And but that was it, man. Like that's all I can think of that I enjoyed about the movie was him and the music. But I don't know. What did you think about the movie, Birdie?
No, I didn't like it. Yeah, I remember watching it with you and just being disappointed at the fact that like, you know, this was like a heartless like
cash grab.
Yeah, which kind of goes back to what I said, because I have a feeling like he just wanted to make that money again. You know, I was like, oh man, I need money to make what I want to make. You know, and I had to take advantage of my fans' stupidity. You know, of my dick writers. So I think that's what he did. He made that movie and he just wanted to make some money off of it, which is like, I can't tell if like 3 from Hell was a passion project or if it was another cash grab, you know, because I never seen that movie and I don't plan on watching it.
All right, so you never saw 31 then, right?
No, I never saw 31.
So you have like no.
Yeah.
All right, so after that he did 3 from Hell.
Yeah.
Which is,
when that one was announced, I was excited because
I was super excited too, and I'm like, I shouldn't have been in hindsight. Like I should have been like, no. But he went back to what I didn't want him to do, man. Like, he went back to his, like, House of a Thousand Corpse days. But even crappier. Yeah, that movie was just fucking terrible, man. I think, if I recall, that was, like, my most hated movie of, like, 2018 or whatever year that movie came out. Or was it last year?
I think it was last year.
It might have been 2019 then. But, yeah, that film was all over the place. So much CGI. Unneeded CGI.
So do you think that like Birdie said, the only reason he did it was like a cash grab?
That movie was definitely a cash grab, dude. There was nothing worth liking about that movie at all.
Really?
Like
you think he just made it just because like, oh, my fans are familiar with these characters, they're gonna pay money to see it regardless.
That's what I think happened here.
And maybe he wanted to make that money to make what he actually wants to make.
Yeah, and I think he lost like a lot of people during 31. Or after 31. Yeah. So, like, I feel like he's like, I have to bring these characters back in order for people to come see this.
Yeah.
So, like, he just fucking, like, I don't know. There's nothing redeeming about that film. At least 31, like I said, had that main clown that I liked. But this one had no standout characters. Like I said, man, everything about it, there's nothing memorable about that movie at all.
No.
And I just remember watching it, I kind of like, I wanted to turn it off. But I'm like, no, I had to sit, you know, I have to force myself. You know, maybe something cool might happen at the end, but no.
So how would you feel if, like, he were to announce today that he's working on a new film, a new project, would you be interested at all?
No.
No?
Mm-mm. I don't think he's had like a creative bone in him for a long time.
No?
So would you say this Rob Zombie is irredeemable? Like, do you think he has something in him that he might be able to bring to the table?
I'm sure he could, but it had to be, like I said, like just step away from like that horror genre for a little bit, and like I said, maybe try to do that hockey movie that you wanted to. You're trying so hard to get it off the ground. But as far as like anything horror, I'm not looking forward to anything he does anytime soon. I think he has a long way to go, like in order to redeem himself.
Yeah.
Cause it's bad.
Do you have anything else to say about it before I move on to the next guy?
No. I think I want to talk about one more guy though before, because who do you want to talk? You want to talk about Kevin Smith next?
Yeah.
I think we should save him for last. That way you can segue well to the other idea, because I want to talk about M. Night Shyamalan.
Okay.
Because I think he's a bigger victim than Rob Zombie of this slippery slope. Because I think, what was his first fucking movie?
Wasn't it Sixth Sense?
Was it Sixth Sense?
No, there was one before that. The Sixth Sense was his first big movie.
It was?
That was like his big Hollywood moment.
Yes. Before that, it was some little like indie film that he did.
I don't know.
And I've read reviews on it, and I've been trying to get my hands on it, but I've heard like amazing things about it.
Yeah.
But I don't think it has a twist or anything like that.
Praying with Anger was his first movie, and then after that he did this movie called Wide Awake, which I guess was like a comedy. It looks like a comedy.
He also did Stuart Little.
What?
I always forget.
He wrote that one. He didn't direct that one. Yeah,
Oh.
but he wrote that one.
He wrote Stuart Little.
What the fuck? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
So random.
Yeah, but Sixth Sense was definitely like his breakthrough. Like that was and because I like M. Night Shyamalan a lot. I think he's so good at suspense.
Oh yeah.
Like I don't think anyone's been doing it like the way he does. So I really admire him, and to me, like, because I haven't seen his first two movies, those weird ones, Praying with Anger, which that fucking title alone sounds tight.
Yeah. We gotta track those down.
Wide Awake, I don't know about that one. That one looks kind of goofy, but like I said, like I feel like these directors make these choices in order to put some money in their pocket so they can make what they really want to make, which like brings me to The Sixth Sense, like Bruce Willis and Haley Joel Osment.
Yeah.
You guys seen that one, right? The Sixth Sense.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Were you guys as like whoa with that twist?
Yeah, I was.
As everyone else was.
I was.
I was too. Like I was like, dude,
I was like,
call
what
me
the
off guard,
fuck?
bro. That movie.
It made me immediately want to rewatch it.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I remember like when it was done and the whole twist was revealed, I was like, oh, I gotta watch it again so I could see if I can notice shit.
Yeah, like I think one major signal is his breath.
His breath.
When Bruce Willis comes around, like his breath starts like.
Yeah.
And that's when all the spooky shit happens around him, and it's like, oh, I didn't even fucking realize that. That's crazy. But yeah, that movie came out in like 1999, so I was like I was a kid, dude, and I watched it in theaters because my mom really wanted to see it.
Yeah.
Because she really liked that little kid, Haley Joel Osment. It's one of the scariest movies I ever seen, like at that time. So that definitely spooked me up. But he has a pretty good track record up until the Lady in the Water, I suppose. But the movies he made before that, because after The Sixth Sense, he had made Unbreakable,
which is one of my favorite movies.
Which is like considered like the best superhero, like undercover superhero movie ever. Like,
oh, yeah.
Like it's like if you want to make a real like coming out of the shadows, like to surprise you with like some shit, like that's the skeleton to like follow. How do you feel about that movie, Unbreakable, Eddie?
That's my favorite movie.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Like
talked about this.
Like of his or just
no, of all time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that movie definitely reminds me of you, because I remember when I first met you, you were like listening to that soundtrack a lot, and I'd always be like, "What the fuck is this? It sounds tight. And I had no idea it was like the score to that movie, and I was like,
Yeah.
ooh, that's fucking badass. Signs.
I like Signs.
Yeah, Signs was like a spooky one for me.
I remember seeing that one in theaters. I went. It was like me and like two of my friends, and I remember we went, and there was like a junior high class watching it also.
Really?
Yeah, so the theater was packed. So we had to sit in the very first row for that
that's
movie.
annoying.
I still enjoyed the movie though.
Yeah.
That's how good it was to me. But I remember we're sitting there. We didn't have money. We only had money for the movie. But I remember the kids we were sitting next to, because I was, I believe, a sophomore at the time, or I don't know how old I was, but the kids next to us ended up buying us popcorn.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Damn. Tight.
But yeah, I remember really liking that movie, and of course getting scared at that part where the alien walks out from behind the bush.
Oh, and the Christmas, no, the little
Like the birthday
Brazilian party,
Yeah.
the little kids.
Yeah, I remember getting scared on that one in the theater. I remember the opening titles reminded me of like Psycho, just the way it started.
I think that's what he was going for.
Yeah.
Because I think he told whoever made I don't know if it was Thomas Newman, because I know he likes what's his name?
James Howard Newton.
Yeah, James Howard Newton. I think he had told him that that's what he wanted to go for, like just like something that sounded like Psycho.
Because I like that score also, the Signs score.
Yeah.
The Village. Did you guys like The Village?
I did, but to me it was a step down in quality. But overall I enjoyed it. I can't. That was the first movie I saw with Bryce Dallas Howard.
Oh yeah, I always forget she was actually good in that movie.
She was the blind girl.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Joaquin Phoenix is in that one too.
He's in Signs too.
Yeah. But I remember feeling kind of disappointed at the ending. I felt like
Really?
a little bit. To me, it felt like kind of lazy.
That's what I got out of it too. And like from the very beginning, dude, I was like, they're in modern times. I feel it.
Really?
And
I didn't notice
I
that.
didn't see that shit.
I didn't see it coming either, but it still was a little underwhelming to me.
And yeah, at the very end when she climbs over the wall
Yeah.
and like, you see the Jeep coming up, I'm like, fuck, I knew it. Like, and I was kind of hoping like there was something else, but there
Yeah.
wasn't. I'm like, all right, whatever. I'll take it.
But yeah, I mean, I don't think it's a bad movie.
It's not a bad film at all.
Yeah.
It's actually like a really gorgeous looking film and great acting by everyone. And it does get suspenseful at parts.
Yeah.
You know, like you start wondering like, what the fuck, are these creatures real? Like what's going on?
Yeah.
But I think that was like his last good movie before his dip.
Yeah, because after that he made a handful of like bullcrap, which was Lady in the Water.
Did that one come out after Village?
Yeah. The Happening.
I hated that one.
The Last Airbender.
I never saw that one.
The cartoon's actually tight. Like I like the cartoon a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. And like the last, I think, shady movie that he made was After Earth.
I never saw that one either.
I saw that. I got a bootleg of that one, and that's how I saw it. And I thought it was terrible. But I think that was like the end of his really bad movie making decisions, because that's like years later he came back with The Visit.
Yeah, and I remember being pretty hyped about that one because it seemed low budget. It seemed something that I was like, okay, I feel like he can do good with a smaller budget. You know, he had to be more creative.
Yeah.
And it was found footage style, right?
Yeah.
Like handheld camera shit. And I enjoyed that one. I actually really enjoyed that one. What did you guys think of it?
Well, I watched it with you, Fidel.
I know.
I was there too.
No, it was just me and Fidel. But I remember like one thing we got out of it was like we that was another movie that like just like The Village, I kind of predicted it.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's not their grandparents.
I think that one was a given. Like that one was a given. Like
Yeah.
But like still, it's like if it was a given, I don't feel like they shouldn't have like made that big of a deal when they did find out. It was like, oh my god, that's not them. And I was like, whatever. But to me, that's like one of the funniest comedies of all time. That little kid is fucking hilarious in that.
that doo-doo scene was tight.
Oh man, yeah.
That grandma is fucking creepy, dude.
That too. And it's crazy because like they a lot of people don't know what I think they mentioned sundowning in the movie
Mm-hmm.
because of grandma sundowns. And there's a it's funny to me because like I at work I see a lot of that.
Yeah.
Residents acting crazy like that. Like I've seen residents crawling on the ground, like being crazy like that's like a lot of that movie seems kind of far-fetched, but it's like no, not really. Like
Yeah.
residents like sundowning is something that really happens, and like it's a legit thing.
What exactly is it again?
Just residents like acting weird,
Like just erratic
mm-hmm.
in a way?
Yeah, like there's a scene where she's like walking around the room and she's like being just fucking weird.
Yeah.
And then she like pops up in front of the camera that the kid hides.
Yeah.
But like you see that shit at work. Well, at my work, like
Yeah.
you see it happen all the time. Like I saw like one lady like crawling on the ground the other day with no shirt on. And she's just like, you know, pushing herself on the ground. I'm just like, dude, that's fucking creepy looking.
Yeah.
But she's like really doing it, you know?
Yeah.
But I think it the older you get, you know, with dementia and Alzheimer's disease, and it's just like,
Yeah.
it's bound to happen. But yeah, like that's like a real thing for those wondering. Like they think, oh, they're just exaggerating, or oh, people don't do that. But
yeah, I remember thinking like, okay, he's got me interested again after seeing that movie.
yeah, got a lot of people saying like, oh, that was his comeback and this and that. But I'm like, no, you can't really come back for like one movie like
Yeah.
that, especially when like it was okay. Like it wasn't anything like fucking amazing, you know.
That one was more of like he snapped his fingers to get our attention, and then the next movie after that is the one that for me anyway reeled me back in.
Which was Split.
Right, Birdie?
Yeah. After that, it was Split, which was I think I really like that movie a lot, dude. Like
I like that movie a
I really
lot.
like that movie a lot. Like I think I really thought that was more of his comeback than The Visit.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Caught me off guard.
That one kind of has two twists to it, right?
Which is it exists in the same world as Unbreakable, and she had abilities too, or what?
No, just that it was kind of like a villain origin story.
Well, I think that was like
The
the
part of
the Unbreakable.
Okay.
Because I think the first twist was like, oh, you know, she has that thing that he has, you know, like
Yeah.
where she kind of has like these weird abilities too. And I think everybody thought like, oh, that was a big twist, like she's one of them,
Yeah.
or she's one of like just like him. So when it shows you the other twist, which you know is Bruce Willis, you're just kind of like, oh fuck.
Because I remember we saw it in theaters. I think we looked at each other when the music started playing.
Yeah, the first thing that came in my head, I'm like, why the fuck are they recycling this? The song is tight, but come on, like this is not like Split's theme song. This is Unbreakable's theme song.
Yeah.
Like that's I don't know. It didn't occur to me that it's like, oh no, this is like a sequel.
Yeah.
Or like this happened like years after.
But I remember we like looked at each other when they showed Bruce Willis. We're like, oh fuck.
I just remember
Did
being.
you guys make up?
Yeah, afterwards.
Yeah, that was hard.
I remember thinking. I remember thinking like, man, people who have not seen Unbreakable.
They're like,
I
what
probably,
the
like-
fuck's going on?
Yeah, because I remember like I think Fidel said like "holy shit" out loud or something, and I'm like thinking like, I wonder if these people like are as shocked as us.
Yeah.
Because there was like a lot of
indeed.
there
Because
was
I had totally forgot about that score.
yeah. Well, I mean, like even when it shows Bruce Willis, like people don't. There was like a lot of like younger kids there.
I was
like,
like, damn, a Die Hard sequel sick.
But so what you wanted to bring him up to like?
Yeah,
so
because
that's,
after
like,
that, he had done Glass, which was the completing of his superhero trilogy.
Yeah.
But the reason I think I wanted to bring him up is because I think he's a little more redeemable than most directors who go down that direction. Because I think he did get big headed.
Oh yeah, he let the ego get to him.
He let the hype
Yeah.
get to his head. You know, the whole like, you know, he's the next big thing, and he's this innovator with film, and you know.
dude, I'm kind of scared that Christopher Nolan is falling into that category.
Yeah.
I don't think he'll make a bad movie. Well, besides Dark Knight Rises. No, never mind. Fuck that fool. No, fuck that movie, dude.
What do you mean?
No, I hate that movie.
No,
Yeah.
what?
No, but I mean,
that's
like-
just the one though.
Okay, that's a bad one though. But no, but I mean, like, I don't know, like he's fallen into that category where he's known as like the guy who makes these grand movies, you know?
Yeah.
And it's like I feel like I told Birdie with Tenet, like he should have done something else, something a lot more lower budget, more grounded, not as grand.
Yeah.
I hope that's what he does next.
And yeah, so do I, because like me and Birdie saw Tenet. Did you ever watch it or no?
No, I still haven't seen it.
And me and Birdie both felt the same way, where it's like, that was cool, man, but like I'd be fine if I don't see that for a while, you know?
Yeah, like I don't know, like, because I can't see Christopher Nolan getting into that path because he's just a little too original. You know, like he can become a cliche, but I feel like cliches come from originality and just like,
no, but he, like, okay, Rob Zombie's thing was, like I said, the white trash, bad mouth, like gory stuff, and with Christopher Nolan, it's his like grand, scenic things with time.
yeah,
All his movies
yeah,
involve time, and
yeah,
I'm just like, dude, step away from that for a little. Like, you're gonna fall in this fucking hole, and you're gonna get stuck. Like, just do something else for now.
That's why he did that perfect Batman trilogy.
Mm-hmm. You guys want to talk about Dark Knight Rises?
No,
again?
no. But
So-
I still think that it's, in order for Christopher Nolan to fall into that path, he'd have to really try and just not give a fuck. And I can't see him doing that because of how much he just respects the artistry behind it all.
Except for Dark Knight Rises.
Well, give him a fucking break, man.
No,
Someone died.
no,
Shit.
no.
He had to write the whole thing like out of like
Shouldn't have done it. Shouldn't have done it.
man, fuck you.
All right. Can we move on to
Yes.
Kevin Smith now?
Well, going back, because we didn't finish talking about M. Night.
Okay.
But going back to M. Night, he's a more redeemable director because I think he's more along the lines of Christopher Nolan, where he has more originality, but he also has the inflated ego that he needs to get rid of, which I believe Christopher Nolan is aware of, but he doesn't let it inflate. You know, like he doesn't let it get to the Quentin Tarantino size ego, you know. And that's how I feel about M. Night, because
Well, what's worse, dude? Making like a mediocre film or a bad film?
Fuck.
Like a film that people are gonna talk about because maybe you had like these crazy
I
ideas.
think making
and
a
stuff.
bad film is better, because it's
Well,
so easy to forget something mediocre.
But that's what I mean. That's how I felt with Tenet, though, dude.
You
I
thought-
feel like
you
I'm
thought-
gonna forget about it. Like even after me and you saw it, like there wasn't much to talk about during that film.
No, because it was such a big spectacle, you know. Because it was like I flipped the truck frontwards. Now it's time for me to blow up a plane. You know, it's like I feel like that's the kind of shit like bros would be like down to talk about after a movie. Where me and you, we'd be like, fireworks are cool, but I also like something behind those fireworks. You know, like. Which is, I believe that's how I felt. You know, it's like, but I still disagree with you. I still think Christopher Nolan, it's gonna be impossible for him, almost impossible for him to go down that path, because he really has to try, because of how much he respects the artistry.
Let me put this clearly to you.
Oh, and
buddy.
fuck you then, dude. Like,
He tried during Dark Knight Rises.
Oh my god, dude!
He tried.
Let it go.
well, you're a bitch, dude. Like, you're a fucking ex-girlfriend.
I'm not letting it go, Birdie.
Yeah, but I just think it's funny how like.
Why you gotta bring up old shit, homie?
No, I don't think Christopher Nolan will be as bad as like some of these other people, but like I said, if he wants to be that great director that like I feel like he has that possibility of being like one of the all-time greats,
Yeah.
like I do feel like he needs to do something completely different the next time around, because I honestly think his best work is Dunkirk, in my opinion.
I would say so.
And just because I don't know, man, that movie, he always has this tendency of like putting like spectacle before like character development, because he doesn't develop characters that well in most of his movies. There's a few exceptions, but
like Dark Knight Rises.
I'm gonna fuck you up, dude. But I hate that movie so much, dude. But I don't know. I'm kind of exaggerating, but like I hope he really like steps it down for his next film.
Yeah.
And he focuses on characters and not fucking time and grand spectacles and IMAX cameras.
What do you think of Memento?
That's the thing, though. Because it's those movies he made before the Batman movies and Inception and all that. Like those were really good films. But I feel like he needs to go back to that a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not exactly like I said like that. I just want him to do something more grounded and something that has just more character development in it. Because I think he'd be pretty good at it if he tries to get out of his comfort zone a little bit.
Yeah.
But I hope he does that.
Hopefully.
Well, let's move on to the big turkey.
Mr. View Askew Universe guy, Kevin Smith. What are your guys' feelings of Kevin Smith? Like, were you guys ever fans of his?
I was.
Yeah?
And now I hate him.
I don't have a big opinion on him just because I haven't seen most of his movies. The few that I have seen, I liked. I liked Clerks.
Yeah.
Both of them. And Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back, I think I enjoyed. But that was also like I was a fucking like middle schooler when I saw those movies.
Yeah.
So it's like I don't know how I'd feel about it now. It's been forever since I watched it.
I remember there was a time where Kevin Smith was like one of my favorite directors. Because Dogma was like one of my favorite movies.
I seen Dogma, but I don't remember much from it.
I still really like that movie a lot. But
I just remember there was a strip scene with like Salma Hayek, right? Or was that?
Sort of. Yeah, like
I remember like all the kids would talk about it, like, "Oh, she's so bomb in that movie."
But yeah, like I remember I loved Dogma and Mallrats and Clerks. Like those are my 3 favorites from him. Yeah. And like Clerks 2, I enjoyed. I didn't think it was bad. Like it was good. Jay and Silent Bob, I enjoyed.
The reboot?
Oh.
I knew you fucking like that shit.
Fuck no. But there's also Chasing Amy. That one was okay. It's not bad. But then I think he did Jersey Girl, and I didn't even finish that movie. Like it was just I couldn't get into it.
That's one of his older ones, right?
Yeah.
I think that one got popular though, wasn't it? Like a big thing.
I don't know. I remember I couldn't get into it. I've never seen the whole thing.
I don't know. To me though, like Kevin Smith wasn't that great. I mean, maybe I'm just not a fan of that kind of comedy.
Yeah.
But I also like, I know enough to like know that he's declined a lot in quality.
Like for me, the tipping point, I guess you could say, was Zack and Mary Make a Porno. That's when he started.
He made that movie?
Yeah. And I remember watching an interview with him talking about making that movie, and he said he kind of regrets the approach he took to making that movie because when that movie came out, it was when Judd Apatow was like big. He was blowing up. Like he was doing like Superbad, Anchorman, Knocked Up, 40-Year-Old Virgin. So he wanted to do something like that because he doesn't usually do those type of comedies. So that's when he got like Seth Rogen, Craig Robinson, like got all those guys to make Zack and Miri Make a Pornos, and he was basically imitating those type of movies, but in his like version of it, I guess.
Yeah.
And I enjoyed the movie. I didn't think it was bad, but that was definitely when he started like going downhill. That's also when he started smoking weed. But I haven't enjoyed anything he's done after that. Well,
did he
Tusk.
direct? Yeah, okay, that's exactly what I was going to
Tusk.
ask. I enjoyed Tusk a lot.
I enjoyed Tusk too, and it's absurd.
I couldn't figure it out, dude. I didn't know like if it was like a dark comedy or like what the fuck, like what was it?
Because it could definitely come across as a dark comedy, like because it's absurd, but it can also just be like, what the fuck is this? Like this is fucking crazy.
Yeah, because there was certain scenes that I'm like, I got kind of uncomfortable because I'm like, I was laughing, but I'm like, wait, is this like a serious like thing or not? Because like, did you ever watch Tusk?
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know that scene like, at the very end where he's like he turns that character into like a full on fucking walrus.
Yeah.
And like I think his girlfriend's like looking at him and he's just like crying. Like it's a funny fucking scene, but it's like sad at the same time, and you're like, wait, what the how am I supposed to feel?
Yeah.
So I mean, just for that alone, I enjoyed it. But
And Tusk was like, it was gonna be the first. He was gonna do like a trilogy, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
And the next movie the next one was called Yoga Hosers, and the one he was gonna do after that was gonna be called Moose Jaws. So he did Yoga Hosers, and released it on Netflix.
I've never seen it.
It is fucking horrible, and not even in an entertaining way. It's so fucking bad. Like I remember when it was over, I was pissed off. Like that movie fucking pissed me off.
Yeah.
It's just very bad, and the critical reception of it was so bad that he didn't even attempt to make Moose Jaws.
I think one of his smaller glimpses of hope was Red State.
Yes.
Oh, that's right. That I fucking loved Red
And I
State.
remember Eddie was the one that showed me that movie because he was like, "Oh, you ever heard of Red State? It's pretty good." And I was like, and he showed me like I think like the cover, and I was like, looks like some generic like, action.
Shit, yeah.
And then he told me he directed it, and I was like, what? And then he told me he was in it, and I was like, oh, really? And then we watched it, and I was like, "Ooh, I love this movie. This shit was sick."
That one was really good.
Yeah, I thought that was like something that wasn't a part of his life that he did originally.
Yeah,
along with Tusk, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's really weird that like, cause I can't stand Kevin Smith, dude. I can't first off, I can't stand that guy anymore. Like I'm tired of hearing about how he cried about everything. I'm tired of the selfies of him crying. Like,
What? That's a thing?
yeah, like dude, go on his fucking like whatever social media he has. Like it's just like, here's a selfie of me crying, and the description reads, "I can't believe that this happened," and blah. I'm so happy, and it's like, I get it, dude. Like you love life because you almost died. I would too.
How do you almost die?
He had a heart attack.
He had a heart attack.
Oh.
That's why he lost so much weight.
Yeah.
Oh, they didn't go vegan or something too?
I think he had no choice.
Yeah.
It's like, bitch, stop eating meat or you're gonna die.
But it's like, fuck, man. Like, you're overloading me, dude. Like, you have too big of a platform to not be ignored, and I just.
I definitely think like being a director, especially like you're a known director, you have to like carry yourself a certain way. It's just like being in a big band. Like, you know, you gotta kind of watch what you say and like.
Yeah.
But I feel like even dressing the part has a lot to do with it. Like you have David Lynch, who's always in a suit. He always has his cigar and his cup of coffee. He just looks like, man,
that guy's cool as fuck.
he's fucking suave, dude.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, and you have fucking Nolan. He always wears a suit too, huh?
Yeah, he's always in a suit.
He always looks nice, and like you have fucking J.J. Abrams, who looks like a fucking dad on vacation. You know, he has his hat on. He's goofy, but that's just him, you know.
Yeah.
But then you have fucking Kevin Smith, who looks like.
He looks like a Silent Bob cosplayer.
He looks like Birdie wearing your clothes. Like he wears clothes that's like not one, not two, but like 5 times too big for him.
Yeah.
And it's like, dude, you're not financially in trouble. Like you can get like clothes that fit you, dude. Like they sell smaller clothes. That's the thing, you know. But I don't know. Like I think it's weird to say that, but just the way he dresses bugs the shit out of me.
What I think it might be is like, it could either be. Because he used to be a really big guy, and like maybe he's just like self-conscious about his body, and that's just the clothes that he's comfortable in. But it can also be like he's holding on to that character that made him famous.
That's what I think. That's why. Like,
yeah.
That's why it makes me mad, because it's like you don't have to be that person anymore. You know.
Yeah, it just reminds me of like NASCAR drivers. You know, they always got to wear those jackets with their sponsors on so they can make money wherever they go.
Yeah.
I think they're like obligated to though.
Yeah, where Kevin Smith is like.
I feel like
this is my brand.
I don't want to be poor.
But I did watch the Jay and Silent Bob reboot, and I saw I saw what he was trying to do with that. He was poking fun at himself a lot in that movie, like a lot, but it wasn't successful. Like he like made, there's a joke in it where he talks about like what is it? Oh, he always puts his daughter in his movies now. Like, it's nepotism, whatever.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't know. It's just the jokes don't land in that movie the way they did in the first Jay and Silent Bob.
And plus, I feel like when you're critiquing yourself like that, like, oh, I'm known for this and this and that. It's like, then maybe just don't do that.
Yeah.
Like, if you're poking fun at yourself, that means that you're kind of acknowledging that they're kind of true, in a way.
Yeah.
That's like J.J. Abrams making a movie and just is nothing but lens flares. You know, it's like, that's kind of your thing, dude. But like, if like you're making fun of yourself, then like don't do it. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
But I don't know, man. Like, I have no motivation to see that film.
The reboot.
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
At all.
But what do you guys think is like the reason for his like decline? Like for just his decline in quality in filmmaking.
That one I don't know.
I think
that's weird. That's a weird one.
I don't know, man. Like I said, I think a lot of directors get comfortable and they realize, okay, these are the type of films that are making me money. But they got to remember, like, times change.
Yeah.
Audiences change. Like, people mature. And the people that were once into those movies, like, you know, they mature enough. They change. They have different personalities. They, like, everything around them changes. So it's like, when you and me watch, like, Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back, a lot of it is nostalgia and like jokes. I'm just like, remember, oh yeah, I remember like me and my friends would always quote that and all that. But if me and you saw that today, have never seen it before, we probably wouldn't find it that funny, dude. There might be a scene or two, but
it's very like immature, like juvenile humor.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. Like, he needs to realize that, you know, he's not making, you know, movies with those characters for those people that are that age anymore.
Yeah.
They're a lot older. You know, you got to change. And I think a lot of directors are just scared of change because they're scared of failing.
Yeah, that's
but
true.
It's like, remember where you started, man. Like, I'm pretty sure when you did Clerks, he was probably worried, like, man, nobody's gonna like this, nobody's gonna get this. And I think a lot of people fall into that, including like Rob Zombie. And I also think like age has a lot to do with it. The older you get, like, you just become that fucking old guy that just has no imagination anymore, you know, is afraid to kind of, you know, be pioneers and like come up with new ideas. And if they don't land, like, you know, oh well, but at least you tried.
I also think it's like the money that just kind of ruins everything, you know?
Yeah, well, that's what I mean. Like, they find out what made them money and they want to stick to that because, like, oh, they think, oh, that's gonna make me money.
Yeah, because if you look at like most of the directors that we respect, like, I mean, they're not living in mansions. Like, dude, they live in like shitty little houses, like, that look colder than this house, and it's like,
that's possible, dude. I'm freezing.
So
why are you shivering, Ed?
Nothing. No reason.
And then you look at those guys and like they're living in like the hills and like they got these cars and shit. And it's like, how else are you gonna keep that up? You know?
Yeah, that's what I mean, dude. Like, they have the financial stability to fail and to try. And it's like all these like indie low budget artists, like, they put like their life savings into one film and they can't fuck up. Like, if they fuck up, it's like, yeah, all that money's just gone down the drain.
Yeah.
You know, like, that's what I mean. Like, they're just like, I don't know why they're so afraid. Like, do they just want more money? And like, even though they have more than enough, like more than what they need, but like, I don't know, man. Like, that kind of brings us to like this whole thing, like the other topic we were going to talk about.
Originality in films.
Yeah.
Do we have time for that?
Well, that's why I wanted to ask you guys, because we're nearing the hour mark.
So why don't we?
This turns into a two-parter.
Why don't we turn this into a two-parter?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So want to end this one right here?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Let's do that. I like that idea better. So, final thoughts on these directors.
I would say there's directors out there that are redeemable and some that just they're gonna have to try really hard.
Yeah.
To become to get out of that irredeemable field, you know.
Yeah.
So, I mean, do you guys agree with that?
No, yeah, I agree.
Eddie?
Yeah. But I don't know. I just feel like people need to stop being so fucking comfortable behind when it comes to scripts and camera and all that. Especially like these older directors that have like this history, you know, they need to like really just like I said, like not be afraid to fail and come up with new ideas and push themselves.
Yeah, because like they get comfortable and like that comfort like just breeds like complacency. And
Yeah.
they, like you're saying, like they get scared to be creative. Like,
And like I said, I think that comes with age, man. Like they get comfortable and they're just like become kind of lazy almost. And it's like, man, just think about your college days or your high school days, all that ambition you had to like create something. It's like, don't lose that, or else you're just gonna make mediocre shit.
yeah.
But I don't know. That's my 10 cents on it.
All right. Well, this was a good discussion. Like to be completely honest, I didn't think we were gonna go this long, like talking
Me
about
neither.
this. But I hope everybody enjoyed it as much as I did. Did you guys enjoy it? I don't care. But yeah, the second part of this will be the whole originality in films.
Yeah.
Because I definitely want to talk about that. But yeah, thank you guys for sticking around. You can find us on Spotify, Apple Music, Google Podcast, Stitcher, anywhere you get your podcast. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter at BetamaxULTD. Yeah, spread the word. Peace. Later.